Marking the 42nd sneaker with Saucony, the Bodega X Saucony 3D Grid Hurricane takes the sneaker game back to a time when color, texture, and silhouette was all the context you needed. What's up, y'all? It's Daniel the Shoemmelier. As someone who doesn't sneaker shame, as someone who appreciates shoes for their story and also just for how they look, I am super excited about this collaboration between Bodega and Saucony because this shoe is, well, meant to be loved and worn and experienced just for the shoe itself. Sure, there might be a little bit of subtext behind it and some things that the designers and collaborators meant putting this shoe together. But for the purposes of this review, I'm just going to take the shoe at face value and review it and love it. And of course, wear it. Stepping onto the scene in 1997, the 3D Grid Hurricane is a silhouette that captured the aesthetic of the time while building inroads for the future. Using more than 9 materials throughout the design, this textural smorgasbord combines elements like a custom raised velour grid, heavily textured tongue, 3M reflective heel, and woven side panels that mimic hits of carbon fiber, all in addition to the usual suede and mesh suspects that the model is known for. Based in beige, gray, and dark green, the ectoplasmic assortment of bright green and purple packs a supernatural punch while paying homage to color schemes from the 90s that just went for it. Finished off with a 3D raised logo with iridescent foil, 3D grid embroidered detailing, and a co-branded retro triangle tongue, this fun design hopes the throwback energy reignites a passion for sneakers in its purest form. As you can see, Bodega and Saucony have put together really nice packaging for this shoe. It's got brown and purple and yellow with Bodega, Saucony, and Loyal to the Sport on the top of the box. On the sides, you have that Bodega and Saucony branding again. And on the other side, you have quietly making great fitting shoes since 1898. I had to read it before I showed it to you, or else I would have messed up. And then you get the normal tag stuff on the sides. You can see that I got my size 9, which is what I normally wear. And then on the back of the shoe, or the other side, you have Loyal to the Sport and the Bodega Series Saucony Triangle on that shoe. Remember, this is the over 40th collaboration between Saucony and Bodega. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a whole lot of different materials, a whole lot of interlocking things going on with the shoe, but there are a few things that really catch my eye and make me really want to wear this shoe. And it's really the reason why I bought this shoe. Number one, you have that purple iridescent Saucony branding on the side. Now, in this camera, it does look a little bit more blue than it does purple. I'm not sure what it is with the settings on this camera, but it doesn't pick up purple that well. It makes them blue, but you have it on the lateral and the medial side as well as on the lateral medial side. You have that grid, which is embroidered over 3D, and you have it there, and you have it on the other side, which I showed you. There's all these cool little miniature textures and materials with polka dots and quilts and whatnot design. One of my favorite weird designs that I'm not sure why I really like, but I do, is this green and yellow stripes on the bottom. Not 3 stripes, but they're stripes. It gives me an Oregon Ducks vibe. I'm not really sure why, and I'm sure that's not the reason it did it, but it's not something that kept me from the shoe. In fact, it was something that I really like. That's quirky enough to add to the reasons why I want to buy this shoe. And then of course on the back, you have that Saucony branding. You have the 3M on the heel tab. It's super cool. The tongue is really nice. It's got that branding as we talked about. I really like the bright Volt yellow insole. You can't really see it if you're wearing it, so you only see the sock liner. But isn't that super cool? And it matches with, again, a part of the shoe that you're not going to see a whole lot of, the underneath. You have that grid on the bottom, the Saucony, and then that nice blue on the bottom of the shoe that you barely see because you only see a little portion of it right here. Same thing on there, but it is on the lace tips. And hopefully I have shown you by this point some good lace tips footage or photos. When it comes to fit, my foot is a 9.25, but that shoe size does not exist. So depending on the brand and depending on the silhouette, I order either a 9, hope that fits, or remove the insole, or a 9.5, hope that fits, or use a third-party insole. For the vast majority of the Saucony shoes, in fact, I think every Saucony shoe that I have bought and worn has been a size 9, my true to size when it comes to Saucony. So that's what I got on this shoe, and it fits just fine. My foot is a normal size foot, not wide, maybe a little bit narrow. I do like wiggle room in the toe box, and I do not like lockdown in the midfoot. So this shoe to me fits really nicely true to size. So I would say whatever you normally get when it comes to Saucony shoes, order that size, because I think that's going to fit fine for you. And when it comes to comfort, this is a nice all-day type shoe. It's not too heavy, it breathes really well. I wouldn't go running in it, but I would do some things around the job, I'd do some things around the house, I'd walk my dog. I would feel comfortable walking around downtown or walking around hills or the park or anything like that. It's not a hiking shoe, it's not a running shoe, at least for me, but I feel comfortable in saying it's a pretty good utilitarian shoe that you can wear to do just about everything, unless you have special circumstances or special feet or legs or magic legs, whatever. Regardless, I think it's a pretty comfortable shoe. It's not super bouncy or cushy like Boost or React, but it's definitely not super firm or hard like an old school basketball sneaker. Now, the shoe does come with alternate laces. The pictures that you see in the video are the laces that are already laced on the shoe. And then you have that bluish purple tint on a lace, and then a forest green type lace color, both with, well, actually the purple has a green tip and the green has a yellow tip. These match colors on the shoe. As for me, these look a little bit more fall or winter type colors, so that's why they are not on the shoe. I'm going with the aforementioned already laced color, but regardless, it'll look good with all this stuff. You can't go wrong with any of these laces on there. I think it's solid. I just decided to go for the more summery look, which was to me the laces that already came pre-laced on the shoe. For those of you interested in purchasing this shoe, it was released earlier this year in a more limited fashion, but then the release was widened. You can find it at different shoe stores and boutiques like Kickin' It ATX, maybe even Kickin' It SATX. So definitely check out kickinit.com if you're interested in finding the shoe, hashtag not an ad. There are shoes available online for retail, which is 150 US American dollars, but the sizes are extremely limited. And by that, I mean maybe 9.5 and 11. Like those are the two that I think, some version of a 9, some version of an 11. You probably have better luck if you can walk into a boutique, find it, or just don't go on the Saucony website or maybe the Bodega website. I bet other websites or other brick and mortar would have them. Definitely go check it out. See what you think. Try them on. I think they're fantastic. I think they're obnoxious. I think they're ostentatious in all the right ways. And if you know anything about me, well, that shoe is definitely my style. It's definitely something you would see on my feet. But I would love to hear what you think about this Saucony and Bodega 3D Grid Hurricane collaboration. Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. Maybe you can talk about one of your favorite Saucony and Bodega collabs. There's been over 40. Surely there's at least one that you really liked enough to buy and purchase and you fell in love with. Let's talk about all of that Saucony and Bodega goodness in the comment section down below. So to all of you out there, wherever you are, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and just chill till the next episode.